Community Spotlight, powered by ATB Wealth Kelowna. Ready to take a powerful step towards the future you want today? Connect with local advisors at ATB Wealth Kelowna to get started.
Hello, Alexi here with Kelowna Now. I love these weekly features, Community Spotlight. We could not run this highlight of these local businesses, non-for-profits, entrepreneurs without ATB Wealth. So thank you, ATB Wealth, for supporting this weekly feature. We have a fun one. I always love hospitality, wine, food. These are my jams. So I'm so lucky to be sitting down with Develyn, who I know quite well, and has been in the hospitality industry for a while. But he's got a new hat on. We are representing Peak Cellars today. So Develyn, can you give just like a quick highlight, elevator pitch of who you are?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Develyn Barker, born and raised, or not born, but raised here in Kelowna, and been, as you say, a part of the wine and kind of spirits and whatever industry here for a while. We initially did some stuff together back when I was with Metro Liquor, another great local company. And then I made the move out to Jason Parks Customs, that group of crazy people taking over West Kelowna out there. And that was really fun. And now I've set my sights on things out here in Lake Country, and working with Peak Cellars and the big sister winery, which is up and coming, that some people may have heard of, the O'Rourke family estate. So I'm doing the marketing stuff up here.
Very cool. Can you just start off with, for someone that's like maybe never gone to Peak Cellars, like what is Peak Cellars?
First and foremost, I guess Peak Cellars is a winery. One of the cool, interesting things about Peak Cellars is that it has always had a very Lake Country focus. So other than the bit of a complications with the whole wine, the wine situation from the winter and the harvest of 2024, which affected their whole industry throughout the Okanagan. Other than that, we've been entirely estate grown fruit. So all of our vineyard is here in Lake Country. All the wines that we make are, grown and harvested and made, barreled, aged, whatever, all here in Lake Country. So very, very locally focused. And the other aspect of the business, which is really cool, again, very focused on local, is we have a little garden on site and we do a farm to table bistro. So people come for the wine, they come for the food. Obviously, those two things go very well together. And with the Lake Country vibes and beautiful lake views, it's a great place to visit.
I kind of saw online, and correct me if I'm wrong, that it's the number one restaurant in Lake Country. So on TripAdvisor, you guys got number one. So that's
on TripAdvisor, we're still listed as number one in Lake Country. So definitely a big hats off to our culinary team and the front of house team. It really is just a lovely laid back vibe, and with all that local fresh produce, they knock it out of the park.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the wine. What do you guys like? What is Peak Cellars known for a wine?
So we're definitely known for our aromatic white wines. So if you're not overly familiar with the wine industry here in the Okanagan, it is very unique in the fact that this valley runs north-south, and we have quite a lot of climatic variation from the south to the north. Obviously, our big, heavy, bold reds come from down south of the valley, Soyuz, Oliver, that sort of thing. Up here in Lake Country, we're at the northernmost part of that wine growing region. So here we tend to grow well those more northern European varietals. So think Germanic wines, and wines from a little bit further north up in France, even into some of those Austrian wines. So we do Riesling very well. Our winemaker, Stephanie, that's her favorite varietal is Riesling. So we make a few different Rieslings, and they're all just absolutely stunning. We do Chardonnay very well. We're also one of the few places that grow a Austrian grape called Gruner Veltliner, which is a very nice dry white wine. So that's our big focus. We also do a little bit of Pinot Noir, a little bit of Gamay. Those are some of the reds that can do well in this sort of more northern latitude. So that's what we're all about, very much more into the aromatic white wines.
Amazing. I'm like thirsty thinking about this.
I know, me too.
My palate. I'm like, come on, give me some wine. So like every winery is a little bit different. What can
Mhm.
people expect? So like if you're a tourist or a local that has never been out there, like do you recommend booking a tasting? Can you pop in? What's the environment kind of like?
We do. It's pretty laid back. So we do walk-ins for sure. I definitely would suggest making reservations because we do take those as well, especially if you want to add on a food component.
Mm,
So book a lunch reservation and whatever sort of tasting experience you might want after. I would actually really suggest booking. We have kind of some tiers of tasting experiences. We
okay.
have one called our premium seated tasting, and that the one thing I will say about Peak Cellars is they're very, very focused on the experience and the knowledge of the wine educators. Some of them on the team are just absolutely phenomenal. So if you
Mm,
book one of our premium seated tastings, which are it's only $10 more than the regular. So regular bar tasting, $15. The premium seated is 25. That experience sometimes can get really drawn out. You're going to get all the stories from the vineyard and the winemaking process, and you can have more of a one-on-one experience with the educator where if you have specific questions you want to ask, they can really do a deep dive into what it is and what's unique about our wine. So I would definitely suggest that.
and then are you guys open or is the restaurant open all year round or is this just a summer thing?
Yes, no, we're very set on, I mean, which is a little bit unique for Lake Country out
Yeah.
here. Some of the places tend to kind of pare down in the winter, but we are steadfast on being open 7 days a week all year round. So yeah, it makes us a pretty easy choice. Like I've had some cool conversations with people in Vernon or people in Kelowna that they like to use Lake Country as a meeting point.
Hmm.
So that if you want to, if you have a friend up in Vernon or you've got
Yeah,
a business meeting or something, Peak Cellars is a great place to meet in the middle.
that is awesome. I never, yeah,
Mhm.
thought about that. Um, you guys also have a membership option. So can you talk a
Mhm.
little bit about your guys' membership and what that means?
Yeah, totally. So we have kind of a two-tiered membership. It is all fully customizable depending on what you want. It's kind of just determined on what your commitment to volume of wine. So whether you want to do 12 bottles per shipment or 6 bottles per shipment. And that comes with, your typical lovely little benefits that come along with that. Some complimentary wine tastings, those premium seated tastings that I was waxing poetic about, you get a few of those complimentary as well. We also give a little bit of a kickback and a discount at the bistro. So if you like the food and you want to save a little bit on your bill there, there's a kickback plus, not to mention all of the fantastic events that we do, like the one we have coming up here in September, around mid-September. We're going to be up at the winery where I'm actually at right now at our Rourke family estate, our sister winery. We're going to be hosting our wine club event up here, which is really fun
That's
considering we're still in
cool.
the final
Construction.
stages of construction and we're not too many people have been in here to see it yet. That's a fun opportunity if you get into the wine club and come to the pickup party. We're doing it up here in the fall, so that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. But, okay, it's kind of crazy to think that we're like August, what is it, 14th today? Like summer is just
Totally.
blink and you're going into that. I mean, I love fall wine tasting. I don't know if it's because I'm local, the tourists have kind of gone away, the leaves, the colors, but do you guys
Mm-hmm.
have ongoing events throughout the year as well? Or do you have any upcoming? You have the concert in September. Is there any other events that people should be aware of or maybe go check out?
Yeah, I mean, so one thing at Peak Cellars is we do have through this, we call it our summer concert series. Every Wednesday and every Sunday, we have a no cover charge live music going on. And those are super popular,
Yeah.
obviously. You can hang out on the patio there, which you mentioned before we got live here that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
So you can chill out there. You can get some food. You can get some wine. We're now exploring into the level of cocktails. So we're doing a really
Uh,
delicious Aperol Spritz with our
yeah.
sparkling Riesling. That is just unreal. So yeah, for no cover charge, you can come and enjoy that. It's on Sundays 2 to 4 p.m. and then on Wednesdays 6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
It's a really nice way to break up the week and enjoy that. But we have gone through most of like our big
Yeah.
summer events so far. We've done a couple big music ones, so those have been a lot of fun.
When do those usually start? Like so for like next year, if people are like,
Mhm.
hey, I finally went to one or I need to go to one next year, do they start usually in like May or is it usually just like a June, July, August kind of series?
typically a June, July, August thing, but next year is going to look very different here if we continue on our targets for construction up here at the family estate. That's going to be a lot of more events happening. So I would suggest if you want to make sure you don't miss out on things, because tickets do tend to sell out pretty fast.
Yeah.
Go into either our websites, sign up for the newsletter. That's generally the best way to make sure you don't miss out on anything. And then obviously the second step after that would just be follow along with us on social media.
Yeah, great advice. So if you're wanting to go follow Peak Cellars, learn more about them, Develyn, if people have questions about the winery, is there a good, do you recommend just giving the like a call with the phone and ask the questions, or what's the best way to connect with Peak Cellars?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get directly a hold of me, you can just send us a DM on social media like you did.
Fast at responding.
I do pride myself on that. I generally like to respond to people very quickly, but always available by phone as well. We have some fantastic host staff that man the phones. I mean, obviously times do get busy and sometimes you might miss them, but we are generally pretty good at phones as well. And then you could always send us an email. You can find all that information just on the website.
I love that you guys I didn't realize you guys were open 7 days. When you said that, I was like, oh, that is so smart. I feel like sometimes in Kelowna, this small town vibe that we have, I'm like, why are these restaurants, why is nothing open? Why can't I go to anything on a Sunday or something? So thank you for staying open all week for us.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, Develyn, you want to mention before we wrap up? Or, I mean, I'm excited to get you back on and do a tour with you soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
To show off all that you have coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the other things I would mention is we've had a very exciting year wine-wise. We have this kind of unique opportunity with releasing some of our wines where we actually source the grapes from Washington, and then our winemaker made them up here in Kelowna. So because of the whole, situation with the US right now, that communication can be a little bit tricky. I think some people think, oh, why do we have a wine from Washington? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And that's just because we basically didn't have a harvest here in the Okanagan for 1 year. At the end of the day, as wineries, we are also farmers, and we rely on what the fruit does. So in some ways, that presented a very unique opportunity. Our winemakers been able to work with some varieties that we won't typically get our hands on, like Malbec and Tempranillo. We made some rosés with, which is really cool. And then beyond that, some of our estate wine has actually done very well in some competitions internationally. So there's a very big, very highly regarded Chardonnay competition called Chardonnay du Monde. And basically everybody, Chardonnays all around the world, send their wines into this competition in France. And our 2019 Chardonnay at Peak Cellars was able to win a gold medal this year.
That is huge.
Absolutely massive. We were very blown away. We've had some success with our family estate wines in that competition previously. So we didn't necessarily expect it for Peak Cellars. So that was a very, very nice surprise. And we've all been very excited about that Chardonnay. And the coolest thing is we haven't jacked up the price because of it. You can still get it at the price that we were selling it at before. So that's very unique. I don't expect that wine to last too much longer. So if you want to pop by for a visit, come and get some, take some bottles home. It works as a great gift to sell somebody like, hey, this is a gold medal winning Chardonnay is pretty cool and very unique to the Okanagan. So yeah.
I'm going to have to come just get the Chardonnay because my parents are crazy Chardonnay people.
It's so good.
You've probably seen the movie, is it Bottle Shock?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just picturing you got like that, like going down into France or wherever it was, and like the big competition, and you have all these people, and you're like, oh, these Canadians.
It's a little less cinematic. You basically just get an email that comes in your inbox to say that you won a gold medal, but it is still very exciting. We're
really
still kind of pinching ourselves about that. That's been really cool. So yeah.
Well, if you guys are needing something to do, actually even today, this afternoon, you got a free afternoon. It's so beautiful out still right now. Go check out Peak Cellars. It is amazing. The food is amazing. I have gone there a few times, and I'm excited to go back and try some more. Just amazing things. So Develyn, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll have you back and spotlight you again soon.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to talk more about the family estate, and I appreciate the catch up. Thanks for reaching out, Alexa.
Okay, have a good afternoon, everyone.
Bye.
Community Spotlight, powered by ATB Wealth Kelowna. Ready to take a powerful step towards the future you want today? Connect with local advisors at ATB Wealth Kelowna to get started.